You can see this space here must be sealed with silicone also here. Before putting the mesh, if you look here also, this space must be sealed with silicone before I'm going to put the mesh and then cement it, and then I'm going to put I'm going to waterproof it with the paint that I have. So here is another one. So as you can see here, if you can see here on this corner, you can see that everything is already silicone in this corner, or on this corner you can see the silicone here. Okay, so I just make sure that everything is sealed with silicone before I'm going to put the mesh. So as you can see here, I already put silicone, and I'm going to remove it with this piece of kind of a plastic that I bought from Lowe's. It's very good, so let me show you how I'm removing it. I remove the excess of silicone, and it just not only remove, but it also seal it. And from here, and from here. So if you look now, you can see how it's completely sealed with silicone. Here's another point here. See here, there is an excess of silicone from the bottom here. So here, we're going to just hold it tight. And that's the excess of silicone I remove. I can push it here if I want. So that's done. This is another place where you should silicone. Here it's a hole that you don't use really. If you have a hole like that for a screw that you take out, you must seal it with silicone. So you can see it's sealed with silicone. And here is another one. That's another hole here. Sealed. Just completed to put the curb to cover it with Hardie Backer, the baker board here, you can see. And I already put silicone here on a seam where is the wall between the Hardie Backer with the other Hardie Backer. You can see 1/8 of an inch here, and I actually continue using silicone to really fill all the spaces, the gap between. This is important to do. Some people don't do it, and they rely on the paint that will avoid waterproofing. But silicone is the best, in my opinion, and it's another defense to another level of defense against water. And here I'm actually putting more silicone, as you can see. Okay, here I already put, so I'm going to put down. from down to up. And I have here even between here you can come and see, you can come here and see from close distance. Okay. So you can see here there is a void space, you know, it's nothing perfect here. So we finished to put here silicone, but now what I'm going to use these tools. Okay, it's kind of a plastic that easily remove the excess of, you can see the excess of the silicone out of this gap. It's not only remove it, but it also seal it. You can buy it on Lowe's or Home Depot, one of these home improvement shops. But it's important that you use this kind of tool because silicone is not very healthy for your finger, especially this silicone, which is waterproof and mold resistant. You have all kind of chemical in it. You don't really want to touch it. See, I'm just removing all the excess. If you look from close, you can see how nice it looks. It's level. It takes 30 minutes to really, you can see here, if I put my finger here, you can see how I fill the gap. Okay, here. So it's really will last. This silicone will last there forever, and it's flexible, so it will let this board to move toward each other with no problems. Okay, so I will continue putting silicone here. After I will finish the silicone, I'm going to actually put the mesh here. And with the mesh, after that I'll put thin set on it. And I will seal the place with a paint, with the hydrogen pen. I'll show you it. I'm using this tool to, see this tool? Kind of a scratcher with a blade on top, to remove excess of silicone on an area like this. See what I'm doing here? I just remove an excess of silicone. So when you remove that silicone, you're gonna have a better attachment of the tile to the wall, because thin set will be attached better to a cement board than a silicone. So here's another area where I really want to remove it, and I just remove it a little bit. It's not a big deal here. You see, I scratch it a little bit and it's already gone. It's very easy to do. So it's always, you know, when you put silicone, sometimes you have an excess. Here it's very easy to remove. So I will continue removing all the excess silicone. It's a little bit, it's no big deal. And it will give you a better attachment of the tile, or porcelain tile, to the wall, to the baker board. Here is another point of silicone. So this is the way it looks after I scratch it a little bit, and you can see that the silicone, most of the silicone are gone, and it's no problem for attaching tile to this area. So I just completed to put silicone and seal it, so I just want to show you here how does it look like. Remember, the silicone is transparent, so it's difficult to see. And here, okay, and this is a curve that the shower drain going to be here. So here is the silicone. You can see here all the silicone going until the corner. That's very important. The corner should be also sealed perfectly. Now, what I want to show you sometimes when it's cure, you have a small hole. If you look here in this place, I can show you here, it's very difficult to see. Where is my finger here? You can see two holes here, small holes when it's cure. So just these holes you have to seal again. This is important to just follow it. Here is another silicone here. And you can see in this corner. So this is the corner that it's very silicone. So this silicone I have 30 minutes to ready to use. So after that I'm going to put a mesh and then thin set, and I think that's it, and then paint it with a Hardie Backer. This is another place that I'm actually put silicone now. You can see that is where is the head shower, the shower head is connected. So I'm actually going and fill it up, if you look at it, with silicone. Okay, and I'll show you the end result. So you can see how it's look like now. So remember, this is a shower head will come here. I will have to remove this plug here and put the shower head, but there's no problem here because the silicone, I can easily remove it, but the silicone will stay inside. So here's the area that I'm going to put the bench, but I just want to show you how I sealed it. If you look here, down you will see silicone also. Okay, it's a 1/4 of an inch, so I silicone it, and I also painted with a waterproof paint, the Hardie Backer. You can see how nice it looks. Okay, that's an important thing, to silicone what you cannot paint between the floor and the wall.